Before the factory, every thread of cloth across the world was made by hand in homes and villages, one family at a time. Slow and personal, this ancient method could not meet the demands of a rapidly growing population. James Hargreaves changed the equation in 1764. His spinning jenny allowed one worker to spin 8 threads simultaneously. Within years, versions with 80 spindles existed. Output per worker multiplied overnight. Thread flooded the market for the first time. Richard Arkwright's water frame demanded more power than human hands could provide. He harnessed a river's force, opening Cromford Mill in 1771. It became the world's first true factory, continuous machine operation, shift work, and production disciplined by the relentless clock. Cromford Mill revolutionizes production beyond machinery alone. Workers surrender tool ownership, surrendering autonomy with it. Bells dictate arrival and departure. Here, at this threshold, modern industrial employment is born, a system organizing human labor for factory masters. Edmund Cartwright's power loom, mechanized in 1785, transforms weaving forever. Though early models falter, refinement by the 1820s proves decisive. A single factory housing 500 looms now outproduces entire counties of skilled hand weavers, reshaping textile production entirely. Eli Whitney's cotton gin of 1793 transforms cotton processing overnight. One machine cleans 50 pounds daily, replacing manual labor entirely. American cotton floods British mills, fueling industrial growth. Yet prosperity masks a darker truth: cotton profits dramatically accelerate slavery's expansion. Manchester transforms into Cottonopolis, the world's cotton capital. By 1830, its mills produce a quarter of Earth's cotton cloth. The city swells from 20,000 to 300,000 in 80 years, an unprecedented transformation in human history. Children as young as 5 labored 12-hour shifts in mills. Factory owners valued their small hands and bodies for reaching tight spaces. Industrial accidents proved relentless and commonplace. Those who built modern prosperity possessed almost none themselves. Skilled weavers watched their livelihoods vanish. The Luddites, named for mythical leader Ned Ludd, smashed machinery across England's industrial heartland from 1811 to 1816. The government deployed more soldiers against them than it had sent to fight Napoleon himself. Liverpool's docks pulse with commerce. Ships arrive from America and India bearing raw cotton. They depart carrying finished cloth across continents. The Atlantic trading system transforms Britain into an industrial power, its prosperity built upon global commerce and colonial exploitation. Industrial cities transformed human settlement itself. Dense, dark, relentlessly loud, they clustered workers near mills by necessity. Sanitation remained primitive. Manchester's life expectancy plummeted to 28 years by 1840. Progress bore a geography of suffering. America replicates Britain's model. Lowell, Massachusetts emerges as a planned industrial city in 1822, staffed by young farm women. Initially celebrated as humane, within 2 decades conditions converge with British factories. Industry follows its own inexorable logic. Spinning wheels gave way to Hargreaves' 8 spindles, then Arkwright's river-powered mills, Cartwright's automatic looms, and Manchester's factories. The textile revolution created the factory system itself, transforming production and reshaping society into the modern industrial world. I am Takku. The textile revolution transformed labor into industry, weaving progress together with profound human cost. Subscribe to Wisdom of Takku, because every industrial leap carries both invention and consequence.